We are back with our Proverbs challenge, reading a chapter in the book of Proverbs every day for the whole of the month of April. And today, being the 5th of April, we are covering chapter 5 in the book of Proverbs. And this is one of those chapters that Solomon goes hard on the issue of adultery, as far as telling his son what to do and what to avoid. And the chapter opens with the statement, "My son, pay attention to my wisdom." And looking at the previous chapters, it's still a father-son relationship. When you look at chapter 2, my son, he says, if you receive my words and treasure my commands within you. Then chapter 3, he's still addressing the son. Chapter 4, hear my children. Chapter 5, he's still addressing his son. And this is one of the chapters that he addresses the issue of how his son is to conduct himself as far as his sexuality is concerned. And he was telling the son, to be careful with the immoral woman, how she can be enticing and how her lips will drop with honey and her mouth is smoother than oil. This is verse 3. But in the end, she is as bitter as wormwood. And he's basically telling him that much as this woman may look all glossy, speaking nicely, speaking all the words that you want to hear that make you feel like you're on top of the world, but it shall end in tears, like we usually say. It shall end in tears. So he's telling the son to avoid this woman, because he says in verse 5, her feet go down to death, her steps lay hold of hell. He's basically painting a picture for the son and saying, do not be deceived by how she looks now, but the end is as bad as death itself, because she has got a hold of hell in her hands. And this message is still valid today. Like I've said in the previous chapters, when we're doing the previous chapters, this message was not only for Solomon's son, but this message is for everyone in this day and age, because this is sound wisdom about how we should conduct ourselves. If you're married, how you need to stay faithful to your husband and wife. By the way, this proverb is not just for the male gender, it's also for the women, because you may say, okay, he's addressing the male gender and saying, my son, do this, do avoid the immoral woman. But this could also be the immoral man, not just the woman who is enticing the man, but also the man who is enticing the naive, gullible woman who is going down the road with a man who is basically walking down to death. In verse 7, he says, therefore hear me now, my children, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Remove your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house. Don't even attempt to be seduced to just go near her house. Avoid it. He says, lest you give your honor to others and your years to the cruel one, because you'll have gathered all this grace and honor over the years, but just because of a simple decision of giving yourself to the immoral woman or the immoral man, he says here that you will give your honor to others. People will rejoice when they see your downfall. People will rejoice when they see how you have disgraced yourself by walking down the road with the immoral woman. And he says, you and your years to the cruel one, because the moment you fall in this trap of the immoral woman, the cruel one is going to come upon you. Everything is going to fall apart. And even those who are siding with you, probably hanging with you while you're hanging with this immoral woman or immoral man, will turn against you, and there will be the cruel ones that will be talking about you behind your back. And the chapter goes ahead to talk about, the consequences of your actions should you fall in the trap of the immoral woman. He goes ahead to say, in verse 10, lest aliens be filled with your wealth, what you have worked so hard to get. You have sacrificed, you have made money, and maybe through, honest hard work. And because of the decision to go down the road with the immoral woman, he says, aliens will be filled with your wealth, and your labors will go to the house of a foreigner. How it will be divided, I don't know. But somehow, you know, when people go through divorce, it's unfortunate, but you see how people start now scrambling for property. The woman wants to take half, the man wants to take half, and you know that whole splitting of things, and how maybe if you've been the one who has made all this wealth, say you're the man, you've made all this wealth, and you have to separate to divide the property by half, and then the other person takes half, and imagine who else is going to share in this property after she has left you and you're officially apart. So he says, lest aliens be filled with your wealth and your labors go to the house of a foreigner, and you mourn at last when your flesh and your body are consumed, and say, how I have hated instruction, and my heart despised correction. When you have hated instruction, when you have not allowed wisdom to guide your steps concerning how you relate with the opposite sex. And he says, I have not obeyed, in verse 13, I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to those who instructed me. Surely there was someone who was teaching this son. Surely there's someone who spoke and said, do not go down that path. But because the person did not hear, the person did not heed to the instruction, he says, he went down that road, and because he did not incline his ear to those who instructed him. And he says in verse 14, I was on the verge of total ruin in the midst of the assembly and the congregation. And then he says, the writer Solomon tells the son, drink water from your own cistern and running water from your own well, as in enjoy what God has approved to be yours, and you have in the right way come together in holy matrimony. Let me put it that way, in holy matrimony, as a husband and a wife. Enjoy yourselves. And he says, drink water from your own cistern and running water from your own well. Should your fountains be dispersed abroad, streams of water in the streets, let them be only your own and not for strangers with you. So the entire chapter basically is talking about how the son should respond to the immoral woman by staying away from her, and also the immoral man, because like I said, this does not apply only to the immoral woman, rather she's not speaking only to the son, but also to the female gender. Do not give what you have worked so hard for, how God has blessed you. Do not give it away on a silver plate to the immoral woman and foreigners and aliens, and just waste your life and your honor and glory going down the drain because you did not listen to instruction. So chapter 5 is basically that. And he concludes by saying, actually in verse 21, I'll start from verse 21. He says, for the ways of a man are before the eyes of the Lord, meaning whatever you do, whether in secret, whether people can see or not, it is before the Lord, and he ponders all his paths. His own iniquities entrap the wicked man, that the things that you're doing, whether in secret or not, they will catch you. And he's caught by the cords of his own sin. Those cords, they will catch you. And he says in the concluding verse of chapter 5, he shall die for lack of instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. And this may not be the literal death of die. It could be that, but it could also be the death of one's destiny, the death of one's purpose, the death of one's, basically, you whatever you are up to that God created you to be and do. You cannot do it simply because you went down that road of the immoral woman and you stayed there and you did not listen to instruction. So today, chapter 5, how do you relate with the other person who is not your wife or not your husband? That's the wisdom that Solomon is giving us in chapter 5. I hope you have been on track with us. If you have not yet started the study of the book of Proverbs, we are doing the book of Proverbs a chapter a day through the month of April. And we are basically studying, we are basically learning and gleaning the wisdom of Solomon, what he wrote for us to learn, not just for the people back then, but also for us today. And it's so much wisdom for us. It will keep us from the wrong path. It will keep us from the wrong people. It will help us to live to our full potential. And when our life is done, Jesus will tell us, well done, my good and faithful servant. So keep reading. Tomorrow we are doing chapter 6. And I can't wait to hear what Solomon has to say. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment, and tell me what you have so far learned or what you've gleaned from chapter 5 so that we can, grow together in the wisdom of God. God bless you. Catch you tomorrow. Chapter 6 is what we are doing tomorrow. Bye-bye.